Number one is if you are at fault, and if you don't say that you're at fault, then people are going to hold that against you forever. Okay, so that's number one. So if you have to be, not just smart enough, but like noble enough to know that, hey, you're human too, just because you're an influencer doesn't exempt you from, making dumb mistakes sometimes. So number one, apologize. You should 100% apologize. Don't make like a Logan Paul type video, right? Where it's like, I feel very, bad about my actions and things like that. But what you should be doing is owning up to where you messed up. And then the best apology is change behavior. So for example, I got in trouble a long time ago with like the media because I was essentially, shouting out that like, hey, you can pay like this writer to get, an article in here, or you can, essentially give this person gifts and things like that. And I was very new to that space. So 6 months later, like I didn't address anything until 6 months later after I already had made the changes, and I'm like, look, this is what happened. Like I've ended up fixing it. Like this is what's going to happen moving forward. I'm here for the long run, so on and so forth. So there's that. And the second best thing to do is if it's fake, if it's not even real, and if they're just, maybe trolling you or things like that, then just don't address it because what you will do is anytime a person of stature addresses something, it will always get more attention. So I would say don't address things that are not real, that you truly didn't actually have a fault in, unless it's like a really bad allegation. But if it's just something that people are like hating you about, don't even address it. And people will forget. There's constant news cycles. On X, there's essentially always something happening, whether it's the war with Iran right now, or, every single day it looks like there's a new Claude update, or every single day, maybe on Facebook, there's like this new thing that happened with OpenClaw or AI. So people will forget. There's always another news cycle that ends up happening. But you don't want people to forget if you haven't apologized for something that you truly did do. So because when you do come back to light, it's not like they're going to forget, So if you plan on actually being there for a long time and being a personal brand, own up to what you did and then move forward, make changed behavior, and that's it. Don't be above that.
Is there a good and a bad way, like a right and wrong way to say I'm sorry? Like, should you shoot a video in a certain way, do you think, or just be as human as possible and say, "Hey, I made a mistake"?
So it depends. If people are apologizing just because they got caught, then the apology won't be really genuine,
Mm,
because there's people that kind of know what they're doing, right? And I feel like everybody knows something that they might have done that that they were okay with doing, and they know it's wrong. We're human. We're gonna do that. Nobody's perfect. So if the apology comes across that way, it's like, hey, I'm apologizing, but it's really because you just got caught. It's almost as if you didn't do the apology at all, and it's just gonna make it worse. And if you apologize and try to justify, then again, people don't really care. What people want to see is crazy, but people want to see people own up, and they kind of want to see some sort of like punishment, which is, I think, like a human nature type of thing. So don't try to justify, even if you are, there's always like variables, right? If you are truly in the right, and you just did maybe something wrong in that like circumstance, then 100% justify. But if you are wrong and you're wrong and you were just saying it like, oh, because, I had to do it because of this, and that, then the excuses don't necessarily matter. So yeah, definitely circumstantial, but that's a good question. I've never been asked that before.